Hey everybody, this is the Harris Four. I'm Taylor,
And I'm Ray.
and our 5 year anniversary is coming up next month, and so I wanted to do a how we met kind of video and an engagement story. Um, so we want to tell you guys how we met.
So we went to the same junior high and high school together, and around seventh or eighth grade, I think we first kind of started our circles coming together a little bit. We just kind of said hi and bye type deal. You kind of know of somebody and say, "Oh, that's Taylor," or "Oh, that's Stanley." So I think that's how we met. Um, but we didn't really start getting to know each other until closer to sophomore, junior year. I had a really big crush on one of her friends for like a long time, and so I wanted to go ahead and get her number. But you kind of go through a friend to get the other girl's number, and she happened to be the friend, so
Yeah.
kind of used her to get her friend's number, and But it's cool though. She was actually one of the bridesmaids for our wedding, so.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's worked out great so far. Well, worked out great here. It's worked out great so far. It's worked out great. During senior year, we went ahead and took the same poetry class. And that's when we really started to kind of know each other's personality, kind of get to know each other a little bit, and kind of like, kind of like, oh, she's a really cool person. Not anything romantic, I don't think, for real. But it was more of a thing where I was like, I don't mind being in this person's company.
And this was the first year that they offered this class, and so like the teacher that we had, she was really kind of, you can kind of go, pretty much wherever you want to go with your poetry, and so you were kind of able to see like, people's personalities and their interests and things like that. So that was a really good class for us to be in together and kind of learn a little bit about each other. And we didn't really become interested in each other. That year, like through poetry class, but we just kind of learned a little bit more about each other. We got closer as friends.
So, senior year comes and goes. Freshman year comes, and I actually saw her freshman year when she was at UC. I think I peeked in her dorm and said hi because I was visiting a friend. And then sophomore year, that she was in sophomore year, that fall, in October, on Sweetest Day, she happened to be going to a party, and I happened to be going to the same party. And our two kind of groups of friends ended up going to the party together, and we really started to kind of check each other out during that time. Like, ooh, look at Taylor, she looking cute, and she looked me up and down and checked me out.
And it was crazy, like for whatever reason, like I was just all of a sudden really attracted to him that night. Like I had saw him freshman year, and then sophomore year came, and we run into each other as both of our groups of friends are going to the same party. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing, Stanley? It's good to see you. You look nice today. Like, for whatever reason, I was just like super attracted to him that night. And that's kind of where all started. Sweetest Day 2008. So.
Yeah, 2008. And so we left the party. Well, we went to the party. And, she danced with another guy at the party. I was focused on her, so, we know where her mind was. But we went to the party, and after we went to the party, we were kind of just talking a lot during that time. We weren't official until December of 2009, and then after...
No, we became a couple December 21st, 2008. So 2 months after the party, we became boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah.
So we're a couple at this point in 2008 in December, and she was an RA at school, and so a lot of times because I worked full time, and I just kind of bounced around school. I did a semester here and there, and I really wasn't fully enrolled in school. I was more focused on work because I didn't have a scholarship like she did. I would, visit college and visit her where she was and visit my best friend Ken.
Yeah, he lived like 2 floors up from me, so he was always like either, if he wasn't in my room, he was 2 floors up in his best friend's room. Yeah. So that was cool. We saw each other all the time.
Right. And so during that time period, Taylor, me and Taylor decided to go off on, basically to watch some movies, one weekend away from college while she was supposed to be on duty during Thanksgiving. And they ended up terminating her position because of that, made her basically move out the dorm and everything.
Yeah.
And because of that, we decided to go ahead and get an apartment together. So it was really good time for us to test where we were within our relationship. Financially, we were good. You know, everything was the same. We combined accounts like pretty much day one. Even though we weren't married, you know, I think in the back of my mind I've always thought of marriage. So I pretty much when I get into relationships or I get into this relationship, the end goal was pretty much marriage. And I think maybe her frame of thinking was probably like that too.
Yeah, and this was a year after we started dating. We started dating December 2008, and I lost my job December 2009. So we moved in together in December 2009, and that whole situation, it really sucked that I lost my job because I left campus. Like I was on duty and I left campus to go and be with my family for Thanksgiving. I left a few hours early. And I got called and they, fired me, and I had to be out of the dorms at the end of fall quarter. But everything turned out pretty good. We moved in together. Everything worked out great. We got a really nice apartment. It was like way off campus, but
it was on the bus line.
Yeah, it was on the bus line because I think something happened to his car, and so we were riding the bus for like almost a whole quarter in the winter time. But when spring finally came, we had a car finally, and then we were able to get to and from campus. And so our dating life was really good. We spent a lot of time together every day.
Right.
Spent a lot of time on campus, and yeah. So
I didn't really have any breaks or anything. It was all really good. We did have some little turbulence with friendships that we had. Navigating being so wrapped up in one another, but still making time for those friends that are important to us. But it all worked out for the best. I mean, those friends that are still close to us, so that's good.
Yeah. His best friend, the one that lived a couple floors up from me sophomore year, he's actually Ray's best man in the wedding.
Yeah.
And then the girl that he was interested in high school, she was one of my bridesmaids in the wedding, so that was cool. Everything worked out, and yeah, so y'all stay tuned for the next video. We'll talk about our engagement story.